is up, party people? Welcome back to the Bonk Bros. It is week 1 of the biggest bike race in the world, the La Tour de France. And of course we talk about that this week, but don't expect any accuracy or knowledge to be had in this episode. Yeah, that's usual though. You guys know this. This isn't anything new. But in bigger news, DJ crashed in the feed zone at BWR North Carolina, which is awesome. We rip on him for that. He deserves it. If anybody has a video of this happening, please, by all means, send this to us. We need this content. And if you like what we're doing, hop on over to Patreon and deeply think about this, becoming a monthly supporter of our content creating budget. If you got any questions, concerns, send those over to bonkbrosbikewash@gmail.com. Hit us up on Instagram or roll on over to the ignitioncoachco.com website. Sign up for coaching, and then you can find the Bonk Bros question form somewhere on that website as well. That's all I got. Let's jump right into it.
Tyler, so what are you gonna wax Dizzle at?
Dude, any race that he just wants to show up to, it's going down.
Hashtag Bonk Bros Bike Wash.
Tyler, are you coming?
We're 5 seconds in.
He's got the Ignition jersey on too, doing that Ignition ad.
Out here trying to look like Dizzle on these Michigan
Wait,
roads.
so Tyler,
Maybe
you're in
people
Michigan
recognize
still?
Are
me.
you in Michigan?
Yeah. Yep.
No
Okay.
way.
That sucks.
Yeah,
What
dude.
part?
I'm
What part of Michigan?
right down by your thumb, by your what is that?
Ooh.
First metacarpal? Yeah.
Detroit?
Yeah. That area.
You're in Detroit?
Yeah.
CJ lives just north of Detroit.
How about you not say where your fiance's parents live on the podcast, huh?
Well, it's just north. It could be anywhere.
Just
Why-
north of Detroit
Yeah, that could-
is like literally, yeah. Come on.
Wait, did you
That
just
could be
call
anywhere.
CJ Drew's fiance?
Fiance.
I don't.
2 kids and they're still working on locking it down.
It's
Nice.
better than what Scott says whenever 2 people are together. I'm not gonna say it on the podcast.
Yeah, most of the time when we come onto the podcast, I'm the one that looks like I just woke up. But Dylan, you look
Dude,
rough.
It's 7 a.m. here, bro. It's 7
You're-
a.m. I
you're
literally
from the-
did just wake up.
You're
Yeah, but
from
you're
the
not
East
riding yet?
Coast.
You just came from the east.
Yeah.
Dude, I came from the east like a week ago.
Just stay.
I've been
yeah,
out here.
You should, since all these gravel races start at like 5 in the morning, you should use this as an advantage and stay on the East Coast time. Go to bed at like 6.
Okay. I've been too busy partying, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Slamming
Truth
those
finally
claws.
comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should
No, I
just
did.
not-
I did just wake up like 30 minutes ago. So
It looks like you
Adam,
woke
how's
up 30
how's
seconds
things? Where are you
ago.
at? Indiana?
okay.
Yeah, I'm basically in Indiana, Europe. It's like as flat, plain as it can get.
Oh, you're already in Europe.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Look at you. Just living that high life, man. All right.
Dude, it's
Wow.
wild. Have you guys ever been to Andorra? Anyone?
Mm-mm.
I've not
No.
yet.
Nope.
No,
I could
it's
not
crazy.
even tell you where it is.
Most people
not
can't.
surprising.
Yeah.
Yep. So
It's,
give us, fill
it's
us
like-
in.
It's way up in the Pyrenees Mountains. So in between France and Spain.
You about to go watch
Don't
the
they have-
tour? Live?
Now the tour doesn't go through the Pyrenees until later in the tour, like the 3rd week.
Bummer.
Don't
Yeah.
they have advantageous tax laws there? Or is that just
They do.
Monaco?
That's what I
Oh,
hear.
okay.
Yeah. And I think this, like, the whole country is basically a giant ski resort. Think like Park City, Breckenridge, Vale, like all of that combined into one little unit. That's what Andorra is, the whole country.
Wow.
So it's
So you're
crazy.
doing the Ragbri of Andorra, is that it?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah. Basically Ragbri starts tomorrow.
Rag brand.
Sick.
Rag brand.
Rag brand.
Yeah.
Registers annual great bike ride across Andorra. Rag brand.
I saw you thinking about something over there. I wasn't sure what it was, but
Yeah, if
yeah,
we did
that's
it,
spit out.
if we did it in Kentucky, it'd be Dagbrack. Dagbrack. That's Dizzle's awesome, great bike ride across.
Yeah, I
Kentucky.
was wondering where the D came from.
Yeah, because register is an Iowa thing, so D would be Dizzle. It'd be Dagbrack.
Okay.
Hmm.
I don't know if that sounds any cooler.
It doesn't. The whole
sounds
everything
cool.
about Ragbri and Dagbrack sounds terrible.
How many registrants do you think you could get for that, Dizzle? Beat your 9 from your Fondo?
Maybe
Yeah.
if everybody in Kentucky signed up who rides a bike, you'd get
Yeah,
like
people.
10
15 people.
Yeah.
We already established last episode that all the people in Kentucky that ride a bike actually live in Ohio, Indiana. Where are your
Indiana.
state championships?
Indiana.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep. That's accurate.
Yeah, so tell us about Indiana Rag Brand Epic. How's your time been there so far?
I mean, I haven't done it yet. It starts tomorrow, but so yesterday we actually pre-rode the first stage, which was good. Yesterday's ride was awesome, but the first day we like tried to create our own route, and you like can't do that here because everything that looks like it's a trail could be like a gnarly hiking trail. So we got super lost the first day,
Dylan,
and
tell
we were like,
whoever is making all that noise to shut up. What are you doing?
yeah, what is that?
You're ruining our podcast right now.
It sounded like they were power washing something.
Yeah. Are you
Hold on.
sitting
It
5
was-
feet from the washer?
It was just
Like,
the
what are you-
sink. It was just the sink, bro. Calm down.
I thought you were up
Reporting
so
from the
early. Why is
bathroom.
anyone else
Dang.
up? If it's so early there.
Who are you staying with?
I'm staying. It was Crystal Anthony, actually.
Okay. Why didn't she come on the podcast?
Tell her to just be dehydrated. Like, stop filling her bottle up with water while we're potting.
Why is she up
I
so
don't know.
early? 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I know. No one's
Sleeping.
up at 7 o'clock. That's a ridiculous time to be up, huh?
Dude, you guys should have already have ridden by now, Dylan. What are you doing?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Especially,
Sorry, Adam.
you know.
We want to hear more about Andorra. I just couldn't hear you over the waterfall happening in the background. Dylan's.
Yeah. No, it's sick here. It's like all like so the good riding that we found yesterday was like super good. So the stages each day will go through some form of bike park. So like yesterday have you guys heard of the bike brand Commensal? They're kind of like a downhill
Yes.
enduro brand.
Why are you
Tyler
saying
has-
that like people haven't heard of Commensal?
Because Drew shook his head like he hadn't.
Drew's only heard
I have
of
no idea.
state
Dude,
bicycles.
that's
So-
only like
Yeah.
it's only like
Yeah,
the
I mean,
most
I-
successful brand in downhill racing right now, and you're like, it's
Yeah.
almost like if you follow downhill racing, it's almost as if you're like, hey, have you guys heard of this brand Specialized?
Yeah, well, I only care about the brands in which I have an affiliate code associated
Okay,
with. And
That's what I figured. Yeah.
So that
I don't think
brand that y'all just said, they're on my
Rad
like
Dizzle
don't care list.
75
So
for a
we-
free
yeah.
bike.
Rad
We'd
Dad
probably
Dizzle
benefit
10.
from Commensal discount brand or discount code.
I can guarantee you
They sell a
way
lot of
more
them.
people have heard of Commensal than have heard of State Bicycle Company.
I don't know.
Fact.
I've never
But anyways,
heard of them.
so
Never heard
their
of them.
their factory is in the town that we're staying in. So we took a trail yesterday. That's part of the course. That's a downhill track that goes from the top of the ski resort straight to their factory. Like you drop off into the back of the factory, which is pretty sick. So, and it was just the whole way down was just like 5-foot berm after 5-foot berm after 5-foot berm for probably 20 minutes.
Wow.
So yeah, so basically it looks like the race is going to be mostly climbing fire roads. So it's kind of like Leadville going up, but then it's like fun mountain biking going down. Yeah, it's pretty epic.
Is it a mountain bike
But
race
we'll
or
see.
a gravel race?
Does it sound like a gravel race? There's 5-foot
know.
berms
I
that
don't
we're
know.
descending on
You
a
look-
downhill track.
You just said Leadville, and Leadville's like a gravel race.
Leadville's a
'cause it's-
mountain bike race, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Allegedly.
I said it's fun mountain biking going down. Like it's real mountain biking, not
Hmm.
gravel going down too.
Are you saying
So you're
Leadville's not fun, bro?
I like Leadville,
That's exactly what
but
he's saying.
the mountain bike bros don't like it.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
But yeah, it's pretty wild here. I don't think I could live here because it's like a little too fairy tale-ish, but I could definitely come visit here a
Too
lot.
fairy tale-ish.
What, like the Hobbits?
It's the same,
are
like,
living
I
next
mean,
door to
living
you,
in like a
or-
ski town, I mean, it's like, it doesn't feel real. You know, it's like, it seems like a place you should just go to vacation, not live.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure if you spent enough time there, it would feel real eventually.
Yeah, I bet it doesn't get any
Maybe.
more real than Sioux Falls, South Dakota. That's a real
Yeah, like
place.
that's real, just
That's
home living.
real.
Home living.
Fairdale,
Yeah.
Kentucky. Hey,
But
that's real.
It makes sense why a lot of the World Tour guys live here, though, because like literally you
Bentonville?
can't
Nah,
do a
that place
flat
is
ride
fake.
anywhere. It's every single ride you do. The only way you can go is like 1,500 meters up, and then back down, and then up another climb. So
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So what have you guys been up to?
I'm waiting for a Visit Brevard ad coming from DJ here at some point.
I'm not in
Yeah,
Brevard
basically
anymore.
the
dude.
Brevard. Basically the Brevard of
You moved?
Europe. It sounds like,
Yeah, I moved to Utah.
which is basically like the
Honestly-
Brevard of the West.
Salt Lake, or where are you at?
Basically Park City. It's like I'm 20 minutes outside Park City. I would move to Park City if it wasn't
Wait, so
$1 million for
Are you in Heber?
like a. I'm not in Heber.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for
I'm
that.
in.
Try and live that Keegan lifestyle.
Well, Keegan lives in Midway, so shows what you know.
He's in Midway. Why? I thought he was in Heber.
It's not really important where he lives, but yeah, he's not in Heber. At least that's what I've been told. I'm not like good friends with
I was
him.
gonna say,
I haven't been to his house, so.
Nice.
So
So what are you acclimating for?
Crusher.
Crusher? Are you staying in that house until you get to Crusher, or what?
Yeah,
need to go
dude,
higher.
you couldn't pay me to stay in Beaver for 2 weeks.
No.
For people
Is
that
it-
don't know, Beaver,
is it not this
Utah is where
weekend?
Crusher is. No, it's next weekend.
Okay.
I mean, I will stay in Beaver for like 3 days leading up to the race, and that's plenty of time for me in Beaver.
Yeah. Scotty, you going out there, or Drew? Either you guys doing Crusher?
No.
No.
Why would Scott be doing Crusher?
It's just, I mean, his gravel debut's got to be coming soon.
Yeah, he would just
Dude,
say he's
all right.
doing
Their
it
gravel
and then
stage
just
in the
bail.
Volta, Portugal.
All right, as much as I love all this like nice like catch up, get to know you crap that we're doing right now, can we talk about like the tour or something? Talk about something that's really going on.
What's
Yeah, it has
exciting
been
about the
pretty
tour right
lame
now?
so far. Yeah, we should.
What's-
It's 12
what-
minutes
like-
in. We should probably start talking about something.
There's
real.
2 stages of the tour that have happened.
Three.
What?
I
3
mean,
stages.
Fourth
What
one
has
is going on
happened, dude?
currently.
How far
Mhm.
back is
It-
Cav already? Is
yesterday-
He like is he already 2 hours back from the
It
leader?
doesn't matter.
why? Well,
cares?
he's never
I know it doesn't matter.
racing
Trying to
for
win.
time. but-
You know what's
Who
funny
cares?
though is every single one of his teammates is also 2 hours back because like if he doesn't finish, the whole team doesn't finish. That's like pretty funny. I wonder
Yeah.
if he's
Entire
embarrassed. Like I
point
wonder
of
if he's
Astana.
embarrassed that like, man, I have to have 5 guys. Like I just made this entire team drop out of this race just
He didn't.
to get me
He didn't make
to the
them.
finish line.
I guarantee you
Their-
he does
their
not
team-
care one bit.
Yeah, their team and tour exists to get him his 35th win.
Exactly.
How do you feel
So,
like
it was.
what if your job in the tour was just to hold Cavs bottles? Hey buddy, when he gets
And
thirsty,
if,
you
and if
find
he
his
gets his
bottle.
35th
And
win,
when he
and-
gets
and
done drinking it, you take that thing from him because he does not need the extra pound
that's
of
a
water.
real
to
job for
carry.
every team. It doesn't matter who it's for.
It's called the domestique.
Yeah.
You know what was funny
Apparently.
yesterday is like leading into like the last 50K of the race, all they could talk about was Cavendish, and then if they weren't talking about Cavendish, they were talking about Phillipson. And they were like,
Yeah.
"Do you think Cav can win?" "Oh, I don't think Cav can win because Phillipson is so strong." And then
Yes,
when it
for the
actually came
master.
down, to the final sprint, neither Cavendish nor Phillipson were in the final group to contest the win anyway.
Yeah,
Because
so,
they
so we were
crashed.
watching it. Who was the Cavendish look-alike though? There was someone that looked like it was Cav, like from the front, and I was like, oh, Cav's in it. And then all of a sudden, like it was like he had a little bit bad positioning, but it wasn't
Mm.
Cav. It was
I
some dude
think
that
if
was
you
wearing
don't
those
follow
weird Oakleys.
I think if
Mm.
you don't
Bruno
follow
Williams?
bike racing, you would make that mistake.
Yeah,
It was
Adam,
also
that
in a
sounds
different
like-
language.
That sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real. I didn't think anyone looked like Cavendish.
Yeah,
Really?
neither did I. No.
Oh,
It wasn't Grunewagen, right? He had the weird like sunblocker Exploro Oakleys on his face or whatever.
yeah, that's who I thought was Cav.
Is
Okay.
that for aerodynamics, that nose piece on his glasses, or is that
It
for
must-
blocking the sun? Like, what is that for?
Don't know. Could be both. Multi-purpose.
Dylan's like, if it's
Yeah.
for aerodynamics, I'm getting some.
Well, it's like it kind of looks like they
Sign
tried
me
to
up.
copy. It kind of looks like they tried to copy the Oakley thing, where those
Mhm.
Oakleys that cover your nose, except they did it so much worse and so much bulkier looking.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like Cav, yeah, I honestly thought he was going to get time cut on stage one. I know afterwards he said they knew what they were doing, blah, blah, blah. But to get dropped on the first climb and then to just be like vomiting off the bike and just struggling all day, it was
he actually
tough to
vomiting?
watch. Yeah, I mean, they said it was
Yeah.
just because of how much fluid he was trying to take in, and it was just so hot that he was just like, I'm sure it messes with your digestion, and I think it was something like in the high 90s, between 95 and 98 degrees Fahrenheit, and like super high humidity. So those guys were all just suffering. Cav was suffering in particular to make it over the climbs with the Peloton, and then just to make the time cut. I'm sure those guys all know like how to get to the time cut, but still it was tough to watch. Thinking that he was going to go out in his first tour and then have to do this whole thing again where he comes back with the team, it's dedicated to him, and yeah, the whole Astana team gets time cut. That would have been rough.
One of their
Rough way
guys
to go.
quit 4 hours in. I'm like, bro, you didn't even finish one
Gazzoli.
stage and you quit? Like, he had to have been sick or something, because that's just pitiful. If you're getting
This is
paid
why-
to ride your bike and you
Bro,
quit like halfway through the first day of a 21-day race, like, dude,
How about that time that you quit Unbound when you were 30 miles from the finish?
that'd be like me quitting at stage like 18. That's reasonable. A lot of
Is that
people
No,
worse
but
or
like-
better?
I bet a lot of people quit on stage 18. But imagine if I
Okay.
had started Unbound and quit 10 miles in. That's
No,
the
no, no, no,
equivalent.
no.
I
That's
just
literally the
decided to
equivalent.
stop.
So like half the Grand Prix last year when they got a little muddy, they all just quit.
Yeah.
No, so like honestly, quitting makes the most sense if you're in the middle of the race, right? If you're at the beginning, like you look like a wimp. If you're at the end, then you're just like, dude, you're so close. Just make it to the end. But if you're in the middle, it's like I've got so long to go and I've already been out here for so long.
Why are you even saying this? He quit on day 1. I'm not talking about the middle of the race. I'm talking about day 1. He quit.
Do you think this guy just decided to stop and just pulled over and was like, I don't want to do this anymore? No, he probably had some massive issue that
I
he
know.
could-
That's what I'm saying. But it
But
doesn't
that's
look
not
good.
what you're saying.
I literally
You're
said
saying
he
he's
was.
a wimp because he quit on stage 1.
I literally 2 minutes ago said he was probably sick or something, but it sucks because it looks really bad that he quit on day 1.
I'm sure there's like an
Yeah, but it
article about
doesn't
it. Who is
necessarily
this guy?
look bad because you
What's
know
this
he
guy's
has
name?
like an issue.
I don't know. Who cares? If
Gazzoli.
you quit on day 1, we don't need to know your name.
Fazioli?
Gazzoli. I can't remember. I don't know his first name, but you could go to Pro Cycling Stats and look up the.
I mean, currently on this
Yeah.
podcast, we've spent the most time on Cav and the guy who quit. So,
I mean,
What
it
else
has
would you
been.
like to talk about?
I mean, if you want to talk about the tour, it's actually been exciting for first time winners. I mean, Bardet has won stages before, first time in the yellow jersey, also in
Yeah.
his last tour.
That's cool.
You have Arkea B&B winning a tour stage, first time. I think they've won a stage, or maybe it's been a long time since they won. Then who won stage 3? Binny won stage 3, first Black African to win stage, first for Wanty Group win as well.
That's
Homeboy
pretty, that's pretty
Abe.
much
Those-
dope.
Abramson, he's in the green jersey and the polka dot jersey. This guy's like my hype man.
'Cause he-
Like every time he crests the hill, he's like doing like the everybody cheer for me thing. Like it's hilarious. I think it's his first tour too, isn't it?
Tyler, is he the Bryson DeChambeau of the tour this year?
That reference is lost on 3/5 of this pod.
Straight over our heads, dude. We have no idea what you just said.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to see. I don't know. It's cool to see some of these other teams have success at the tour, or at least just winning early stages. Right? It's not just a UAE Jumbo, where they're just dunking on everybody. It's actually nice to see some different names up there winning stages.
Yeah.
And
Carapaz is in the yellow.
Exciting.
I like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. It was interesting that Tade basically sat up. He didn't full sit up yesterday, but he sat up for sure to lose the jersey. I don't know that he was super keen on taking the jersey on stage 2. No, I don't know. Actually,
he wasn't in that lead group.
Might have.
That's what I thought was confusing because it sounded like they were going to give him same time, but then they didn't.
They might have given him the same time, but they had to. It's on places since all the top 3 are on the same.
They're all at the same time.
Top 4, yeah.
Whoever one gets across the line first gets the jersey.
Yeah. So EF did a full lead out for Carapaz, and Carapaz had to finish something like 14 places in front of Pogacar and however many places in front of Remco in order to take the yellow jersey. So first Ecuadorian to wear the yellow jersey yesterday.
Really?
Yep.
Man, Tyler did his homework.
Dude, you're basically like Phil Liggett, man.
That's awesome.
Except I can.
That bald head is full of tour facts.
Yeah, just
Dude,
stats.
me and Bob Roll, same hairstylist. Just a little less crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. Now I just pulled it up, and UAE is on the front controlling, which is interesting.
Well, I mean, by the time people listen to this podcast, we will have been talking about stages that happened like almost a week ago. So,
all right. So who are your picks for the tour? Since we didn't get to this last time.
My picks? Were we supposed to do this last time?
No, I think it would have been more interesting than talking about whatever tire question we had come in last week. But
what are you talking about, dude? The tire questions are always interesting.
Who's gonna win?
I mean, I probably. Well, I don't know. Is Tade the obvious one, considering that he lost the last 2? I feel like that's the obvious one. That's what I'd go with.
He just did the Giro.
Yeah, I want to see him do the triple.
What's the third one?
I don't know that he will.
What's the third one, bro? You're the only roadie here.
Well, you could say that the third one would be like the Olympics or something.
Okay, the quadruple. I want to say. What if he? I want to see him do the. Yeah, exactly. All 3 Grand Tours, the Olympics, and the World Championships.
That would be sweet. Probably impossible without some physiological help. But maybe he could do it. Biomedical help, medical help.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever that goes. Yeah.
All right.
It's
what's your
interesting.
pick?
I mean, Vingegaard didn't look too bad. I'm interested to see though, like Visma has been on the deck all year pretty much in every major race. So it'll be interesting to see if they can keep their full team healthy enough. It's hard to
Dude,
look
it's
past
interesting
though.
the direction they went with their kits. Like their kits look nothing like their normal kit. I think they can't do the yellow kit because it looks too much like the yellow jersey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? But last year they kind of had they still had a yellow kit, but it was mostly black. Mm-hmm. This year it's like blue and white. It's like the opposite colors of what Jumbo is.
Yeah. They look exactly like Astana and every other blue team in the field. It's hard to pick them out.
I don't know if this is blue. I'm looking at it right now.
Is it kind of green?
It's like greenish, gray.
It's like that dress that was it blue or was it gold? Remember that?
No.
No?
Who's supposed to
That was a
remember it?
meme like back when we were all in high school.
They have memes then? I mean, who's we? We've got a vast age range here.
Yeah, Scott, you were in middle school, but the rest of us were in high school.
I think I was probably in grad school by the time you guys were in high school. A senior citizen on this podcast.
There was like there was like the dress that was like was it blue or was it gold? Like some people saw it as gold, some people saw it as blue. That's like the Jumbo kit.
Is the colorblind test?
It's not colorblind. It's just I don't know how it worked. But some
Based
people,
on if you had like a BlackBerry or an iPhone.
No. Some people for some reason thought it was gold, and some people for some reason thought it was blue.
I don't know what you're talking
Wow,
about.
so interesting.
All right,
Tell
hold
us
on
more.
a second. I just Scott, you're the pro roadie here. I just watched a Wanty Gobert guy just miss a bottle. Do they like? How do guys missing bottles at this? They're just like smacking out of their soigneurs hand. Do their soigneurs not know how to hand up a bottle, or do they just suck?
No, I think it's always the rider's fault.
Yeah.
Always the rider's fault.
Well, it's wet. Probably hot. Your hands are all wet. If you don't
Yeah.
like focus on it, you're going pretty fast.
Uh,
I
don't
don't
know
know
what-
bottles, but I could see how somebody would. I went like
Yeah,
a
dude.
year without missing a bottle.
Is that a
Wow.
stat that you kept? Should you jot it down
I
on the
just
back?
kept track.
Here,
I was like, yeah, I didn't miss
4
a
bottles
bottle.
grabbed today.
If you're going
Keep that
for
on your
that,
resume.
You got to take it like a football, like a running back. Both arms off the hand and just hit it right in the chest. And you like collect it with your arms.
So you didn't fumble for a year,
Yeah,
and
Nice
then that
football
ended,
term.
and then you
That's
did
impressive.
fumble one.
probably. Yeah,
Dude, wow, streak ruined.
I haven't been keeping track lately, but
You were almost the Cal Ripken of cycling. You just never missed a bottle.
I don't know. And then whenever a rider misses a bottle, they like throw their arm up like it's not entirely their fault. It's like it's not that hard to like just hold the bottle there. It's you know what I mean.
I sometimes
Yes,
wonder.
if they're slinging like 7 in a row, you know, then it
Mhm.
could be the Soigneurs' fault. But
This guy was off the back of the breakaway group, and he like it looked like he just held his hand out like this and just like slapped the bottle as he went by, and like
And
then
then
he threw his
freaked out.
hand up. Yeah, and then the soigneur just like rolled his head back. Like
You know, you ever seen those like shot skis where there's a ski that has like 6 shot glasses on it? They need to
Of
just
course.
have that, but for bottles. So the whole thing's just lined up with bottles, and you just grab one off of it.
Oh,
I
so,
thought you
okay,
meant like
so
the
this
team
is
all has their bottle in the shot ski and they have to drink at the same time, kind of thing, like going across the back of the.
Maybe that's what the Andorrans do. I don't
Belt.
know.
all right. So this is pretty embarrassing,
Wait, what-
but
wait.
at
Okay,
um,
go ahead.
so at BWR North Carolina, I
You peed your
I
sham.
went to what? No, I
peed your
didn't pee
sham.
my chamois. It was way too
okay.
hot to pee. I didn't have to
Okay.
pee all day. I went to take my musette bag and I crashed when I took it.
What? How did we not hear about
That is
this?
embarrassing. Okay, so you did listen to my advice. Remember when I told you to do this and you said it was a dumb idea?
Yeah, but okay, here's the problem, man, is like when you put too much stuff in a feed bag, it's really heavy and you're going to crash.
No, just
Lesson
hold on to
learned.
your handlebar. People have been doing this for decades.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think they try to put. So here's the thing: like at Unbound, your musette bag would have to have like 4 bottles and a pack in it. Do you know how
Take
much that
2.
weighs? What?
Grab the pack. Get like 3 people out there. Grab the pack. Sling the pack on. Grab a musette full of ice, a couple bottles, maybe some gels.
Yeah, but
And
do
then
you
the
know
third
how
one-
much a musette bag full of bottles and ice weighs? Like it weighs so
Yeah,
much,
get
and
plenty of them.
And you're just putting it
2
on your
bottles,
body
ice
anyways.
bag, ice sock, maybe a soda, a couple of gels. Take them all the time.
I think you've been taking your tips from Chase Work a little too seriously. You must have watched his,
what
his
does this
technique.
have to do with Chase Work?
Crashing
Remember,
in the feed zone.
he did the same thing. He took out
Oh,
Keegan in that
yeah.
one race earlier. Sorry, Chase, don't mean to call you out, but I think you already knew it was coming.
I think that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
three,
Drew's
weeks,
gonna
three,
get to it.
3
This
weeks
is the
in a
guy that
row that
doesn't know
we've
how to
made fun of
draft.
Chase. Let's just keep this going. Just every week. All right, here's our
Well,
segment where
We're
we
just
make
making
fun
him
of Chase.
stronger, dude. Making him stronger.
Well, fortunately, when I crashed in the feed zone, there was no one around me. Like I was dropped hours ago at that point. So
Dang, you can't
It's
even.
ju-
throw your-
just
you
me.
can't even.
You
You
just
can't
slowed
even
down.
throw your
Taking
arm up.
risks.
That's
That's even worse. That's even worse. Like I'm being dramatic in this feed zone and taking risks to do this quickly. And
I wasn't being dramatic. I wasn't
you
trying to
could've-
crash.
If you were already dropped, you could have just stopped.
You could have just
Why are
yeah.
you? Yeah.
You already lost. Who cares?
Okay, I'm just trying to take Scott's advice. I'm just trying to save some time here.
Did you practice this before the race?
No.
Okay, well that's your first mistake. You should probably practice.
And did they do the thing where they tied the knot in the musette bag handle so that it makes it shorter?
No, but then you can't put it around your body.
Well, but it helps you at speed though, because you don't have as much. There's not as much leverage for it swinging around.
Depends
Yeah,
on
there were no.
how tall
Yeah,
how long your body is.
there were no knots tied. I don't know. It was
Who was giving you the musette?
my
Did
dad.
you blame it on them?
Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
my
you gotta
dad's fault.
Immediately,
Yeah,
just
there you
throw
go.
your arm
That's
up
step
at your
number
neck.
one. Blame it on somebody else.
Yeah, Dad, if
Yeah.
you're listening to this right now,
It's your fault.
I disown you as a son.
I feel
Another
like
tip, Dylan, if you do this in a race where you're not dropped and off the back and already lost, as soon as you're done with the musette, just spike it into whoever's next to you's front wheel. And make sure there's like something in there to give it some weight so you can really get it into the spokes, wrap it around with this brake and everything.
Nice.
Okay.
Or the back wheel, even better. Right in the derailleur.
Yeah, just throw it in the
Right.
face. I mean, like, come on, just use that thing as a whipping
clothesline
bag. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop and pick up a rock and put it in there.
I
and
think-
you fucking whack.
Honestly, I think this was the first race where I've ever used a musette bag. Like,
that
I've had
sounds like
bottle
a
hands.
recipe for crashing. Was it
Yeah,
it
it
a
was
grass
just-
too or gravel? Like were you on pavement?
no, it was on pavement. Like, I have some road rash a little
Oh
bit.
my god.
Mm.
It took you this long to summon the courage to talk about it?
What do you mean this long?
And
was like 2 weeks ago, right?
It was we've only recorded one episode since then, and we had so much to talk about last week I couldn't talk about it.
Yeah, but this is the most interesting thing that we've talked about in months.
Me crashing at a feed zone? Is that more interesting than the tour?
I
It's
know.
funnier.
I know that there were other people in that feed zone that had their cameras. Somebody got this.
Oh
on
yeah.
camera.
Somebody
need-
did get video of it and they sent
Yep.
it to me.
Yeah, no.
So
Now
And you
they
didn't
need to
post it?
email it to bonkbros@gmail.com so that we can post it.
Yes.
yeah. No, I didn't post it.
Well,
So Tyler, you got any more tour facts?
I mean, what do
let's
you
go
want to
back
know?
Let's go back
So
to
what do you
the-
think
let's go
about,
back to
I know
the
our-
boring stuff.
You think
Did you see,
Primoz Roglic
Germai's
is going to do
helmet?
anything?
What about
Germai's
Germai's helmet?
I did not see it. Was it Arrow? Not Arrow. Oh my gosh.
The helmet? Is that what we're talking about? The helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about
answer
the
that
helmet.
first.
Well, so it's got all these lines on it. You know, is that so that like it's like a prototype and people, or you know,
Who is it?
whatever you want to call it, and
Whose
people
helmet?
can't like get an accurate photo of it or something?
Biniam,
I think you're
Germay.
reading too much into it.
Oh, I thought that's what those were for.
I mean, could be.
I
There's
just
a
thought
lot
it
of
was-
prototype helmets.
I just thought it was for design.
No, it's like so you can't. I don't know. Look at it. Like distorts the vision of the helmet.
Is that
They'll
why
do that
every
with
single
cars.
prototype bike is like a really crazy black and white, like checkered
Yes.
pattern?
Yeah, it's so you can't see the design work on the bike.
Wow.
Really?
They'll do that with cars too. Like if they're test driving a car on the road, you'll see it. It'll be like a zebra driving down the road or some weird like geometric pattern. So if you're taking
Hmm.
photos of it, it makes it more difficult to see the design of the
Hmm.
car, right? Or the
Hmm.
changes that they've made. So
I think y'all are wrong. I think it's just for design.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just for design.
I think the question is like, do they think that people care about wanting Marche's the team's helmet at all? Like, I don't even
It
know what
says-
their helmet sponsor is.
It says they were forced to use super glue in order to comply with the UCI helmet rules.
I
What?
saw this too, so it must be a new helmet.
Super
Yeah,
glue.
so
I think
yeah,
they had to like fill in something or something.
Or I think it might
Wow,
be
great
too.
Great insight, Scott.
Like they probably, I don't think they're super glue. It wasn't like it was broken and they're super gluing it back together. I think they had to like.
No, I think it might be too light, actually.
Oh, really?
No. Yeah, something. Yeah, no, it is. They had to fill in one of the ventilation.
Okay,
cutouts.
so I was right.
Yeah, so you're right.
Yeah. Once again.
Instead, they brought twice as many. So it's supposed to be like some prototype helmet that they could use on like fast road stages and climbing stages because it's supposed to be really ventilated and really aero. But it says now, in order to get around this problem, Intermarché instead had to bring twice as many helmets to the tour. And half of
The
them
problem being that it's too ventilated and too aero. Like,
yeah, so half of them they had to use super glue to fill in the cover. Yeah. Wow, poor them. They must have really been suffering. Had to bring twice as many helmets. It wasn't Grunewagen that I thought was Cav yesterday. These sunglasses are ridiculous. I just saw a picture of it. That nose piece, what is that?
yeah, that's what
looks
that's
like
what I
they
was
used
talking
super
about
glue
earlier.
on his glasses. That is ridiculous. I would never wear those.
Do you care about performance?
I mean, I think
Not that much. Not that much.
I mean, I think most people would never wear those. Like, what my question is that some sort of aero advantage, or is that
It definitely
protect?
is. What do you think? It's like a nose guard?
I don't know what it is, dude.
Maybe he's got like a huge pimple on his nose and he's super embarrassed about it.
It says they're called the beak. They're called the beak sunglasses, and it says that he missed the sprint opportunity test at the Tour de France yesterday. What if he won the stage? And they were gonna say that it was the glasses that helped him win.
He probably just couldn't open up his sprint. He got like boxed in or something. I think he did get boxed in.
Yeah.
He did get boxed in on the barriers.
Oh, Drew, there's a new budget
by,
bike in the Tour this year. State coming on with the Tour de France
the Van
bike scene?
Rysel from Decathlon.
I don't know, what is it?
Age Désert. Le Mondial.
Well, I think it is what Tyler said, but I was trying to give you some credit.
Dude, he already got his promo code in the middle of the episode. We're fine.
Yeah,
Got
he's
it.
like fully.
Kick the box.
Drew is fully checked out now that he said his promo code.
Got,
Yep,
I was
I'm
trying to
out.
bring it back to life.
Use that code and
yep. You can go to Decathlon and order one of these Van Rysel state knockoffs for his
Yeah, I
little
was trying to
rad
find
dad.
I was trying to find the glasses thing that y'all were talking about. It literally is a
Just
beak.
type in, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was about to say he looks like Batman, and there's a meme already created that looks like Batman. Like literally was about to say that, and then I saw this meme, and I'm like, oh darn, somebody beat me to it.
Dang. What was your question, Adam? You had a question, and then I think Scott pulled a dizzle and talked over you.
Oh, I think I was asking if
Yeah,
you
but what I
thought
said was probably
Primos had
interesting.
any chance at contending, or is it just going to be?
You know, he didn't look great on stage 2 when they went up like the San Luca climb. He did not look good, so that's not encouraging. But maybe he's just biding his time. Maybe he's going to come good in the second or third week. He is in the peloton right now in stage 4, and they're going up the Galibier. So it's kind of his like last chance at winning the tour, or at least like being on the podium again, because yeah,
Dude, what do you
happen?
What do you think of the new Red Bull team? I mean, it's not new; it's Bora, but like
that's kind of why I was saying I don't know. Is Red Bull going to bring Primoz some wings in the second and third week of the tour? I mean,
it is interesting to see them all with Red Bull helmets, but I think they're different helmets than the sponsored athletes. Like I haven't seen a close up or paid that close attention to the Bora Red Bull team's helmets compared to Wout's, but
I mean, they got Red Bull
probably
bikes.
a little different.
That's
That's cool too.
and
Is that the
kits.
knockoff brand that you were
Red
talking
They're
about?
not Red Bull bikes. They're just painted with Red Bull.
Nah, they're Red Bull bikes, dude. You've ever seen those Aston Martin bikes and those Ferrari bikes? This is a Red Bull bike, dude.
I mean, that could be
Good
pretty cool,
times.
though. They just came on as the title sponsor, though, like in the last couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they were just announced before the tour.
Yeah,
It was the
That's
title
it.
sponsor.
as the
No, it
title
was
sponsor.
a
That's been in
while
the works
ago.
for months though. But they had changed the
but like
title.
enough to have
recently.
influence, because I'm imagining they're bringing a pretty big budget to the team.
You'd hope. You'd hope. I mean, maybe that was how Bora was able to get Primoz on the team. Was Bora had Red Bull sponsorship coming in, and that allowed them to have more cash that they could bring Primoz away from Visma. But yeah, who knows? I mean, I think the talk last year when Primoz was going through the transfer was that he was signing with basically, I think he was at like a Red Bull Performance Center or something like that.
Okay.
Was where he was spotted coming from. So I think the Red Bull has been involved, but it's just only recently, just before the tour, that they announced their official involvement sponsorship with the team. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep,
Yeah, I think it's pretty sweet. I think it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in future years. The reason I was asking is because it takes time for, I mean, even if you have a huge budget, it takes time to have that kind of impact on the team. But it could change things quite a bit in coming years.
Yeah, big sponsors coming into big global sponsors coming into cycling is never a bad thing. I mean, I know there's global sponsors with certain teams, right? Like EF is a global company, but for the most part, I mean, you can buy Alpecin shampoo as well wherever, but for the most part, it seems it's usually country by country.
I've never seen Alpecin shampoo in a store ever in my life.
When's
Dude,
the
you
last
gotta
time
order
you
from
actually like
Amazon.
went to a store and bought shampoo, Dylan?
Do they even
honestly,
sell shampoo in Brevard?
dude, does shampoo ever run out? I've had the same bottle of shampoo for like 5 years, and it's still got shampoo in it.
You guys
Probably
have
wash
a
your
Any
hair.
friend living with you replacing it for you. He didn't even notice.
Yeah, maybe, maybe, dude.
So that's exactly what happened.
It's like an Airbnb. It's just always there. Do you think with Red Bull coming on, that might give them pull in some of their other Red Bull athletes in future years?
Are they going to put Justin Williams in the tour? Is Payson McRed going to be
No,
riding
like
the
Wout
Vuelta?
or Pidcock or something.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I think those guys it'd take a large sum of money to bring them over. I think Wout has full leadership in the classics, so that's, a hard position to leave. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think it would matter what team he's on. He'd still have full leadership.
Yeah. Same with Pidcock, right? He goes to. I mean, he's the only Ineos rider that's doing the mountain bike scene or cross races besides PFP.
Yeah, but do you
gets
think
kind of
that's because
full
he's
run
on
of whatever?
Ineos? Like, you don't think you'd have that same program if he was somewhere else?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's interesting, the psychology of these guys, right? I mean, obviously, getting paid is probably top priority for them, but I think a lot of these guys want to win too. They don't necessarily want to go to a team if they're used to being top dog. They don't want to go to a team where they're not going to be top dog, or at least have a shot at leadership, unless you can, convince them that, hey, you'll be, second guy, or it'll be you and whoever as the top two protected riders. I think that's a big thing for riders in their career, depending on selecting where they want to go. And it probably takes a special rider to want to be in that position, to be potentially
hear
second.
this. What do you think Pidcock's salary is? Reported salary.
Just from Ineos or from Red Bull? Just from Ineos, probably, I don't know, 200K.
What?
4 million.
200K? What are you talking about,
serious?
bro?
400K? 500K?
What do you think, Dylan?
Well, he doesn't
2
do
million.
YouTube, so
Okay, close.
Why would any of
2
us know this?
It's all
I mean, it's on the like.
professional salaries
Honestly,
are
it's
reported.
probably more well known than the lifetime Grand Prix athlete salaries, and we try to speculate on that all the time.
100% it is 100%. So Pidcock's is $3 million US. Primoz Roglic, guess what his is?
4 million.
7.
Whoa.
Dang.
7, yeah.
Why? Why is it so much more than Pidcock? That doesn't
I
make
don't
sense.
know. I'm guessing. I mean, but that just shows. I mean, maybe Tyler's right. I mean, they must have hung a pretty decent paycheck in front of him, and that's probably what helped persuade him to come over.
For him to possibly get third place in the Tour de France, they're paying him $7 million.
Yeah, highest
I mean,
paid
he wants to
cyclist
win
in
the
For
Tour.
maybe third place. Like, bro.
It's the only Grand Tour he hasn't won. He wants to win, right? Like,
Yeah, but I want to win all kinds of races. Doesn't mean I'm gonna.
yeah,
Come
but
on.
you quit.
There's
quit
no
at
way
stage
he's gonna
18.
win. There's no way.
I mean, how much did
They haven't even mentioned his name this far in the tour. I know we're only 3 days in, but like Tade and Jonas have
probably for the
already
best.
like made their mark.
I mean, how
Maybe
much
there's
did
a-
they pay Chris Froome to like Israel Premier Tech pay Chris Froome to like not even finish in the top 50 at any race ever?
And talk trash about disc brakes and whatever else he's ranting and raving about. Aero wheels.
Yeah, but Chris
Yeah,
Froome's won the Tour de France 4 times? How many?
Wow,
Chris
that's like
Froome
I'm just
$5 million.
saying,
zero
like, do you
times.
like whatever
They paid him
whatever they paid
$5
Chris Froome? Yeah, 5 million. Do you think that was a smart investment on?
Probably. We're
Israel-
talking about it.
Yeah,
Would
that's
we be,
part
would
of
we
it.
be
is-
talking about Israel Premier Tech if it
exactly.
weren't
Like
for that?
even if he doesn't win, it brings attention to the team in a way that otherwise wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, obviously,
Why
if
do
they
your
win, it's
sponsors
a
pay you?
more
Do
ROI.
they,
But
do they pay you to get 17th, or do they pay you because you got 200 subscribers, 200,000?
10th? Excuse me. Top 10 rider
Yeah.
now?
I mean,
no,
like,
no,
it's
no.
probably
Third,
a little bit
dude.
of both.
He got the
Oh, yeah.
podium.
That's
Age
right.
group podium.
Age group.
All right, here's a question. How do you think Chris Froome would do if he was at Unbound this year?
Dude, where's the T-shirt?
Like, as
What?
in, like, in his current state of being?
Uh-huh.
He'd get hot.
Is he, like, doing CrossFit and stuff now? I mean, he's not even riding bikes anymore, is he?
I don't
He's
know.
a YouTube influencer now.
Chris Froome doing CrossFit? No way. Noodle Arms is doing CrossFit. I don't.
Yeah, he
think
needs
so,
it, man.
dude.
He's got to build up that bone density after all
I
those
don't
years.
think so. No. Way.
I mean, look at how jacked Bradley Wiggins got after he retired. Bradley Wiggins looked
Yeah.
like Chris Froome when he won the tour, and now he looks like
really?
well, I don't know. He's gotten a little chunky,
like-
but
Nah.
like his
Chris
Bradley
Froome's
Wiggins
probably
cousin.
just like I could see Chris Froome retiring and being like a diver, like pencil dive, like he just dives.
What?
So, like, I don't know.
dude, divers
Join
don't
the
look like Chris
diving
Froome.
I don't know.
Are you just saying because he looks like a pencil? Like divers look pretty fit.
Really
bro.
good pencil diver.
Have you seen diving? Like those divers are. I'm not gonna say they're jacked,
usually
but they're
pretty-
like, yeah, they're very athletic looking. Like they don't look like scrawny little,
Oh,
like
okay.
can't
Well,
pick up a paperclip. You know?
Never mind. I'm wrong. I don't know what he would do then. He'll be a corn dog eating contest.
Well, no, what he's going to do is going to do CrossFit, so that when he goes to the beach, he doesn't look like a pencil.
You think he cares what he
sense.
looks like?
No,
Now
I
that
don't
he's
think
not
so.
a bike racer, probably.
like honestly, I mean, considering how successful he's been, he should really just embrace the fact that he looks like an alien. Both in head and body. Like cyclists, because the world that he lives in, cyclists are impressed by that body type. You know what I mean? Like you walk into a room of cyclists and they're like, "Whoa, dude, you're so fit." Even though, like, you walk into a room of anybody else and they're like, "That guy looks like he has been on a deserted island for the last year."
Tyler, you got any listener questions that we could talk about?
You were the listener question guy.
We could
I know,
talk
I don't
about
have an access
Tyler.
in
Tyler was on another podcast this week. You little traitor, you.
What?
Dude, I'm always bouncing around listening to other podcasts, stuff
You're on
like that.
Rogan?
Wait, were you listening
Yeah.
or were you on
Yeah,
a
dude.
podcast?
He was on a podcast.
Yeah,
He
did
said
an
you
episode with
guys You guys don't treat me fairly, so I'm gonna go do this other podcast.
Dude,
That's
was,
right. You
was
guys
it
call me a domestique, so I'm gonna
We
go
didn't call you that.
be
Did they give
the
you 6 mil
Some
compared to
somebody
our 3 mil?
else.
JP offered me a better salary, so I went over there and
wow.
decided to take my talents.
Who do we have any
the
more
stable
listener
cyclist.
questions where they compliment everyone and then call you a gnome? That was funny.
All right, here's Jules. Jules has a question. DJ, after you've done crashing and you get your kit all dirty, how do you keep your super white socks and jerseys so white? Any laundry tips for us? Which I do have a legit question because my socks are actually starting to get a little dingy. My white socks.
Yeah. So I just use Shout. It works really well, actually.
You
find it
soak
in
you
any
just
store.
spray it on there.
I know they should sponsor me.
That's like, yeah, we could be the next Alpecin.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, Shout, like if you're did a mud race in a white kit, then yeah, you probably do want to soak it. But usually you don't even need to soak it. So like all my white socks, before I put them in the washing machine, I spray them
with shampoo.
Yeah.
Same bottle of shampoo.
I just use the same bottle of shampoo that I've been using
Always
for the
there.
past 5 years for washing my socks too. I just spray them with Shout and they stay pretty white. I mean, I think eventually anything that's white is going to get dingy looking. So if you have white stuff, it's not going to last as long as black stuff. And you just got to know that.
The key is, though, you just can't use brand new white stuff with dingy white stuff. So like if you've got a dingy white jersey, then you got to wear your dingy white socks. You don't want to wear those like brand new socks. Then it makes the dingy jersey look even worse.
The biggest problem that I'm having right now is my white shoes not looking dingy.
You just go get one of those white Sharpies and just paint over it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can get a what is that?
New
Mr.
pair of
Clean.
shoes?
You could get a new pair of shoes. You get one of those magic erasers and use that on there as well. Walk out
Use
white.
white
the
out.
whole shoe in bleach and just let it.
Do
Want
that.
it? Why not? The bleach makes things white.
Yeah, I don't know what
That
it
is
would.
true.
That's
I don't know how that
literally
works
like
on
the
synthetic
definition of
materials,
bleach.
but
I know, but I think it might start corrode some of this like metals parts.
yeah.
And make
Well,
them
just
white.
take your cleats off before then.
Actually, I'd probably do the opposite. I'd probably leave your cleats on there because if you take them off, you might not get them back on.
That's a good point. Good point. That's why we have you on here.
Don't
for
you
the
have a
top
shoe
laundry
sponsor?
tips.
Can't you just get new shoes?
Yeah,
I don't have a shoe sponsor.
Why
Really,
not?
and here's the advice: just do
I
what
get why
DJ
you wouldn't
does.
want a tire sponsor, but I mean,
I would
wouldn't
love a shoe
be
sponsor.
nice?
If there's a shoe company out there that wants to give me some free shoes, hit me up.
Crocs.
Free
One of your
shoes, dude. They should be
teammates-
paying you to wear their shoes. Don't ask for free shoes. Anyone can be free shoes.
Yeah, pay me to wear your shoes. Thanks. All right, cool. Was that a good
Just do
pitch?
what DJ does and
That's
throw
an
it in
arrow
the
shoe.
trash after you're done with
What?
what? You just leave for 5 minutes and then come back and just insert a random question about
Wi-Fi
what's happening.
is dead.
Scott
Oh,
hasn't talked for the last 20 minutes, and then he's like, "Oh, shoes."
Don't you have arrow shoes, Dylan, that you thought were like the next best thing, and you were gonna
I
win
do-
every race? 'cause
I
you
do
thought-
have arrow shoes. Okay, I do have I have the CYCLIST arrow shoes that. What do you mean, dude? I mean, I don't wear them very frequently because they're not as comfortable, but.
Do you
Who
even
cares
care
about
about
comfort if they're
performance?
arrow? Yeah.
What?
Those have a zipper.
Cool.
So,
They're just zip-up shoes. I've never seen that.
so they are lace shoes with a zipper. Yeah, I don't know. They're fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I see another picture. Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Can't you just put a shoe condom on? Doesn't it do the same thing?
So I'm actually I think Alex Dowsett had some wind tunnel testing videos with like lace shoes versus some other shoes. Like, he tested a bunch of shoes. I recommend people go check it out. It was pretty interesting. And he reckons that lace shoes with the laces showing is actually faster because it trips the air over the shoe. And he didn't test like a lace shoe versus a lace shoe with a shoe condom on, like the kind of thing that Keegan uses. But he did test like a lace shoe versus one of those shoes that just looks like a carbon sock over your foot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like the really expensive thing that basically looks like you're wearing a carbon sock.
They're like slippers.
And
kinda,
the lace
right?
shoe was, if I remember correctly, the lace shoe was faster than the carbon sock.
Wow. And they look
Mind
cooler,
blown,
and they're
dude.
more robust
Mind
than
blown.
boas.
But that whole thing
Yeah.
is based off of a Dylan saying he thinks he remembers correctly.
Yeah, so look, here, I'm giving Alex Dowsett a shout out. Go check out his YouTube channel. He's trying to do the YouTube influencer thing. He's got some good content. He made about 1 million wind tunnel videos. I watched them all.
All right, Tyler, next question. Muted.
I've got a relevant question.
No, you don't. DJ,
Yeah, I do.
someone wants to. Do you want to talk about your Sharktopus
Sure.
tattoo? What's the origin story of your? Were you just like hyped up on Flow one day and went to the tattoo parlor, or what? What happened?
Okay, so I've got how many tattoos? 6. None of them
Of
have
animals that
any
actually
meaning.
exist?
None of them have any meaning whatsoever. There's no meaning behind any of them. They just
All
look
right,
sick.
but a sharktopus isn't a real thing. So, like, how did you even come across that? Did you make that up?
I don't know.
Or
Was it? Sure, I made it up in my head.
Did you flip through the book that's like at the front of the tattoo shop and just like pick one?
No, you picked
No,
two.
dude, you think they have a
There was a
You
shark.
think they have
There
a
was a shark
sharktopus
one.
in the book in the
Yeah,
tattoo?
there was a shark one and an octopus one. He said, "I want
Dude.
that one, but like, can you just put them together?" I like
Dude, the
both
book
of
at the
them.
front of the tattoo shop is all like a bunch of roses and like skulls and stuff. It's like the most generic tattoos that you've ever seen, right? No, dude, like I was like, hey, can you by the way, I think I said shark squid combo. So it's not actually a sharktopus. It's a shark squid. Or maybe whatever. It can be whatever you want it to be. It really doesn't matter what it is.
Do you know
but-
the difference between an octopus and a squid?
No, tell me.
Well, like, can you? I'm saying, like, you just look
It's
at it.
wrong,
and tell.
dude. I don't know what the difference. I don't know. Like, I mean, I know they look different.
Yeah. So, like, can you just look at it and say whether it's a squid or an octopus?
Or is it
Well, I
just
don't
the
know. What do you
tentacles?
think? What do you think it looks like?
That's a
Shark
squid.
does.
No, it's
Oh.
a squid for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
More
some
than
people
8
think
arms.
it's squid. Some people think it's octopus. It doesn't really matter.
Shark squid.
It's a
Yeah.
squark.
All right, Drew. What was your question about?
Well, a buddy of mine, Nate from Iowa, he submitted a question, and we must have just, I don't know, either not got to it or forgot about it. Typical.
There's like 500 questions in queue, so it's not that he shouldn't take any
That's what I
offense to
told
it.
him. Yeah, that's what I told him. But I also told him I would try to bump his up. So his question is,
All right.
for,
Well, just say the question already.
for
bro.
all the grief, I'm trying to. For all the grief that you got for using the leaf suspension, I wonder if any of the Bonk Bros have secretly
Leaf suspension.
apologized for using it after the mad respect from your Unbound result. Can you tell us what you think about the laugh suspension and if you plan to use it in the future?
Yeah, I don't think I got any apologies. So I'll
Yeah,
just
that's not
leave
the
the
kind
floor to you to.
That's not the kind of people we are. Like,
Next
we're not the
question.
kind of people that admit we're wrong when we're wrong. Come on. We just blow that over. I actually ordered one this week, so.
You
So,
did.
I
Wait. Are you joking right now?
I've thought about
Wait,
it, but I haven't
I
actually
do have a
looked
question
into it.
though, Dylan. So with the Lauf in Dizzle, by the way, I liked your Freudian slip when you called it a leaf fork. With the Lauf fork, can you adjust? Like, can you tune it at all by adjusting
No.
anything on it? It's just
No.
standard.
You can't lock it out
Hate
either.
it. I already hate it.
Hate it. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's why
I think
I
you could have
would
gotten
want it to-
ninth, dude. You could have gotten
Not
ninth.
being able to lock it out kind of sucks.
or tune it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is a bit like not a bit. It is quite a bit lighter than like the equivalent Fox or RockShox fork, and also like I mean I didn't test it in the wind tunnel, but I would assume more aerodynamic as well. So
I thought you did. I thought your
The
video
whole
talked
point of
about
it
it being
was
more
that it-
aero.
No. I didn't test the Fox fork in the wind tunnel.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
So I don't know.
That's
Like,
fair.
I mean, again, this is what I say about assuming things are more or less aero. I mean, I wouldn't have thought the Lauf fork was more aero, but the Fox fork looks terrible. It looks like the least aero thing that I can imagine. So,
You know what I wonder? I wonder if you put one of the mountain bike, like the mud fairings on it, if that would make it more aero.
dude, okay, did you see what Andrew Lesbrance had on his Fox fork for Unbound?
No.
Fairings.
He had aero fairings on he had a Fox suspension gravel fork, and he had like I don't know if they were 3D printed aero fairings around the fork legs.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Trying to
I
find
was
it.
jealous. I was like,
Not
that's
seeing it,
pretty dope.
That is dope. It's outside the box thinking right there. Oh, I do see it. That is sick.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I think I told his team manager ? Because his team manager just like walked up holding the fork, and I was like, dude, what is that thing? And I took a look at it. I was like I don't know what your relationship with Fox is, but you got to tell him that's got to be that's got to be standard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's got to be the next generation of the gravel fork. That's what it needs to look like.
Yeah. It looks like it was. I mean, it might have been 3D printed or something that he made at home.
Well,
but it looks like it was something that they could for sure make and put on there.
Yeah, it looked pretty legit. Like, it didn't look like it was paper mache together. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah. He's running Tannis though. I mean, that more than makes up for whatever benefit he got from that thing.
Yeah. Okay,
Nice.
so wait. What did I think of the leaf fork? Yeah, I thought it was great. I think that I actually I first put it on mainly because it's more aero than the felt fork, but when I'm riding on bumpy gravel, I genuinely think that it feels better to have a little bit of suspension. And I haven't tested it enough to know this, but theoretically it should be faster too.
What is that noise? You watching a video, Drew?
I'll just mute myself.
It ain't me, bro.
Oh, it was the sync again. Crystal, come on. Dylan, I was going to ask, is there any scenario in which you wouldn't use the Lauf fork? Knowing it's heavier and knowing you can't lock it out?
So Crusher's coming up here, right? So Crusher is a race where weight matters a lot because it's just basically a watts per kilo contest. I am thinking about switching the forks because the felt fork is 200 or 300 grams lighter.
And
It
what about
would be
tires?
really nice to have that fork for the descent because the descent has a lot of washboards, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to pre-ride the course and see what I think.
Using the felt stem.
No,
You
dude. The felt stem is only on their aero road bike. So I guess technically I am using the felt stem, but not on my gravel bike.
Did you bring your road bike?
Yeah,
With
I
you?
brought it. Yeah. I actually brought 2 road bikes with me. I also brought the endurance road bike, which can fit 40s.
Is someone making a smoothie back there?
Yeah, what is
I don't know
going
what's
on?
What
going
is going on right now?
I'm just gonna...
Jeez,
All right, well,
Tyler,
DJ's muted.
Tyler, you
What's
got
that?
one more question?
Yeah, I got a 3-part tire discussion. Scott, you can probably just check out again if you want to.
I'm
So-
already
Scott,
checked
one thing-
out.
Scott, I got to tell you one thing. I get a lot of messages on Instagram. People get so annoyed watching the YouTube video because your fan is always on. Like literally every single time your fan is on.
You know, I
people
thought
say,
about
like-
that, but now that I know it pisses people off, I'm just gonna keep it on.
Like people literally say
Yes.
it's like they're getting like hypnotized watching you.
Then don't
God.
watch me. I don't know what to tell you. Like, look at
Scott's
someone else.
hypnotized too. Do you ever see
You know,
Scott's
it's 'cause
face
I'm
during the
probably most
podcast?
attractive guy on the podcast, so everyone just focus their attention on
Probably.
me.
Yeah.
Scott,
I
are
could
you
see
watching your own video during the podcast? Because halfway through the episode, dude, you're just like,
That's probably because I'm focusing on something else on my computer because you guys are talking about something boring.
All right, tires. What's up?
all right. So this at Race Volmar writes in through the 3-part tire discussion. First is a comment. Said that he was working on his dad's road bike and found, Dylan, you might want to close your ears, 23C Maxxis Refuse tires on the bike.
What? They make
Don't
that?
know
I can't think of a more enraging combination of words that you could have said.
The cortisol in DJ's body right now is just spiking through the roof. On a more serious note, we know how, DJ's got a discount code for the Conti Race Kings, whatever. But with it being determined that 2.4 is the fastest tire, what is the group's favorite fast rolling 2.4? They primarily ride in Southeast Michigan, so 2.4s are a must for a variety of terrain. I'd say something, fast rolling. I don't know if Maxxis makes their Aspen, or I haven't seen how the
he said
Peyote
fast rolling
tracks.
Bro. He said fast rolling.
So some 2.4 refuses. Got it. Okay, next question.
Wait, what? He says something about it's been determined that 2.4 is the fastest tire. I'm guessing he's talking about mountain biking, but in what context? Because I don't know if I would agree with that in all cases.
I think we just on this podcast talk about how you got to have wider tires are better. Wider tires are better. 2.4s, biggest mountain bike tire you can get.
Like if the Race King came in at 2.4, I'd probably use that for most mountain bike races, but there might be some cases where you'd want the 2.2 still.
Yeah.
But so assuming they want a real mountain bike tire, and I don't consider the Race King to be like a real mountain bike tire. But they still want fast rolling.
Yeah.
I've actually someone wrote in and said that the new Vittoria Peyote is pretty sick. Like I don't know, fast rolling. That's like
it is.
Dude, are we gonna go off of what some listener wrote in because they rode the tire like 2 times?
I have one. I have not mounted it yet, but it does look real fast. Looks real fast. Probably feels real fast.
Yeah.
Too, so it must be fast.
So does the Refuse, man. The Refuse looks fast, but it couldn't be any slower. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the Race King to come out in a 2.4 is all I'm saying. When that comes out in a 2.4, although apparently they're changing everything about the Race King, right? Didn't we talk about that last week?
What?
No, they're changing the tread
pattern
2
weeks ago.
Or was I talking about that with somebody else?
No, you did not talk about that with us.
Like the Race King's tread pattern is going to be completely different.
That's crazy. Why?
Maybe I wasn't supposed to say that on a podcast. Maybe this is like secret. By the way, I'm not affiliated with Continental at all, so they can't fire me from anything because I'm already not paid.
I love you immediately cover your butt. You're like, oh crap, I'm in trouble.
You know what? Actually,
I don't know if that was like a secret that I wasn't supposed to say on the podcast.
Yeah, I bet they are changing everything. Yeah, so everyone out there who wants to go buy the Conti Race Kings, just skip it, save those. We'll buy them for you. We'll use the old ones. You guys can use the new ones.
Yeah. State is also coming out with a new prototype gravel bike that...
Hey! I didn't even talk about that. How did you know that?
Now I got Drew to spill the beans. See what I did there? I had no idea. Drew, you screwed up, bro.
I texted
I didn't know anything about anything. You think I care at all about what State is doing?
Got any prototype gravel bikes in the
like
work?
this.
And he sent me a video.
Scott, I heard Argon 18's coming out with a full size mountain bike.
Where'd you hear that?
See, Scott knows how to answer these questions.
Scott, yeah, exactly.
All right, let's get.
I actually know nothing about that.
Exactly.
Good job, Scott. Good job. All right, you're going to stay on Project Echelon next year.
We're on brand with the tangents here, but fast rolling 2.4s. Do you even need a 2.4? The terrain around here that I've ridden is pretty sandy, and not super rocky. Rudy.
Usually
Would you-
sandy, you want a little bit bigger tire. I mean, I could see.
but would
wanting a
you want
2.4 for
something
that.
higher volume than like a 2.3 or 2.2?
Yeah, you want a fat bike for sure.
I mean, if I were them, I would just go with like the Maxxis Aspen. It's just it's the basic fast rolling mountain bike tire.
I will make a plug for the Schwalbe Racing Ralph in the 235. I think that's a really good tire. I've been really enjoying it.
Yeah, just know you're gonna have to replace it every 3 weeks.
Yeah, but who cares? Like, dude, do you want performance?
That's
Or do you
fine.
want-
If someone has the means to do that, then that's fine.
What do you mean, dude? The means, man. Like, it's a bicycle tire. It's not like
They cost like $120 now.
that's true. The Racing Ralphs are an expensive tire too. They're very expensive and they don't last long, but it's worth it.
The thing is, though, I'm sure as they're wearing out, they are getting faster. So
Why would you be sure
But that-
about that? I wouldn't be sure about that at all.
seems like it.
All right.
Seems like it would make sense.
All right.
All right,
You
what's
heard
the
it.
third
That's it.
question?
No, it's
So
about
is it-
cross that DJ is gonna tell them to just throw the cross bike in the trash because it only comes with 38C
Signs off.
tires.
We can talk about cross.
Scott's already out. The most accomplished cyclocrosser in the bunch. Well,
Is it a question about tubulars?
no, it was just about the bike that this person has 38C Pathfinders on it.
Terrible.
Yeah,
Perfect
why?
for cyclocross.
Should run those or size down.
more like terrible for everything, but
Yeah,
Yeah, but cyclocross 38 is the biggest you can run if they're a USAC. And if
is
they
this
care about
person
regulations.
trying to race cyclocross
but
and
that's
Pathfinders?
only for nationals. I mean, I'm sure the bike came with the Pathfinders, but it's only for nationals that your tires have to be regulated width. I think in other, unless I'm wrong, it's been a while since I've done a USAC cross race, but I feel like it can be whatever.
I mean, yeah,
whatever
most
you
races
can run
don't care.
45s.
Like people are running
Yeah.
full-on mountain bikes sometimes.
Yeah.
Dude, I wrote the Steamboat course the other day, and everybody. I've never raced Steamboat, but I'm racing it this year, and everybody talks about Champagne gravel, like it's so smooth, it's so fast. And I will say it is smooth and fast gravel for the most part, but there were plenty of sections where I was like, this is not that champagne-y. This is not that smooth. Like it's just normal gravel.
Yeah. Especially that section towards the end with like 10 miles to go. I don't remember what
Yeah.
they call that, but that's like the most chunky section of the whole course.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
you
dude,
could argue
there's a
that
lot
that
of
might be the most critical.
There's a lot of chunky sections. I was like, what? Didn't Keegan win the race on 32s one year?
Well, yeah, but they were also probably refuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it's like 60% of it is either pavement or pretty fast, smooth gravel. But the other 40%, I mean, there's
Yeah, but
I agree.
even-
There's some.
So even the fast, smooth gravel has washboards and potholes.
Washboards. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it's
Yep.
it's technically smooth gravel, but with washboards. So that's not that
Right.
smooth.
Yeah, and I think if it's way different pre-riding it versus riding it in the front group too. Like when you're in the, if you're riding in a group and you're rolling at 25 miles an hour and you can't see anything in front of you, like that changes everything too.
Mm.
So what are you going to do? You're going to run the Race Kings?
I don't know. I haven't decided on the tire for that one yet, to be honest with you.
It's good. It's like 2 months from now, so you got time.
Yeah. I think I will do Schwalbe Thunderbird 2.1 Super Ground for Crusher.
Sweet. Is that they lighter or what?
Well, the rolling resistance is slightly better according to, the
Steel drum, man.
steel drum man.
Okay. All right, Tyler. Any more questions? Are we wrapping it up?
No, that's it. I got stuff to do.
You got to get out of your kit. That's what you got to do, man. You're going to get saddle sores.
Yeah, dude, exactly. I left my Garmin running this whole time too because I'm still in my kit. So
Well, that's valid. Got to rack up that TSS.
exactly.
I'm glad we didn't talk about the Mido Q team dunking on the local races.
Oh no, someone wrote in to remind
Scott
that
wrote
you
in
got
about
dunked
that.
on. Yeah,
Scott-
you
I
got
think
dunked
Scott
on.
wrote that in.
Hard. Yeah. Yeah. I was
Saw that he
waiting for
swept the
Scott
podium.
I was waiting for Scott to bring it up to just light me up like, Dizzle, you suck. And that's accurate.
Did you get
That's
fifth?
inaccurate. No, I barely finished both the races.
Barely finished your local crit, bro.
I don't know how Scott can take a midseason break and then win a race the week later. I took a midseason break and now I suck.
Talent.
Maybe you've
Yeah.
just sucked this whole time.
I think I just suck. Like on the drive home after the first crit, I'm like, dude, maybe my bike racing days are just gone. Maybe they're over.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like I said, Dizzle, I'm
Scott's
coming
back.
for you.
Great.
he must have heard us talking. We were talking about
You guys
Dizzle getting.
my Wi-Fi keeps shit in the bed.
Oh,
Scott, we're
man.
talking about how Drew got shit on in a crit.
Which time?
his local crit.
Which
Oh,
time?
that,
He said which time.
Well, I didn't know if it was in the YouTube comments. It's
Oh.
probably some hate mail. No, actually getting shit on in a race. Okay.
Yeah. I got dunked on.
Yeah, were you just bad or what?
No, yeah, I was bad.
He
Those
said-
guys are
he says his-
strong. Those guys are strong, and I was bad. It was like a double.
He said his
barely
bike racing days
finished.
are over.
Maybe. That's
Drew,
what I
are
was
you gonna-
thinking on the drive home? I was like, oh my gosh, that
Drew,
was
are
so
you going to
bad.
actually get in 5 Lifetime Grand Prix races this year?
No, I gave
No.
up on that a long time ago. I don't
A
have enough.
long time ago.
Like, I don't want to race at altitude. I'm not going to spend money to go suck at altitude. I already suck at not altitude. I'm going to suck
Dude, I
more
think
at
altitude's a
altitude.
myth. It's a myth. I went to Gila and I felt great.
Just like VO2 is a myth for all talented riders. Let's hear it, Scott. I'm just so good. Altitude doesn't
just
affect
in my experience, when I went to Gila, I showed up 2 days before the race. Felt great. The last day, I felt a
in
little
my
bad.
experience, I've sucked every time, and I don't want to race at altitude.
Dude, you know it's a myth sucking at a bike race. Like, I've never experienced that, honestly. Like, sucking
Yeah.
at a bike race just doesn't exist.
Crashing in
you
a
know?
feed zone, not kind of sucking.
That's pretty bad.
All right, hey boys, I gotta roll out.
Cool.
All right, have an epic time.
I will.
What a
Indiana.
dad joke.
Scott. So sarcastic.
All right, I'll see you guys.
Is that the end of
Sure,
it?
just end it? All right.
Is
Yeah.
this the end of the podcast?
All right,
Yeah.
Taylor,
Yeah.
end it.